Tonight I have in the studio a very powerful guest. He was the founding father, or one of the founding fathers of the defunct Fonka. I'm sure you remember, friends of Nana Kunedu. And they have been in the trenches, if you like, with the former president, J.J. Rawlings, and his first family. And it looks like, there has been some change, of course, although for the positive reasons. And so tonight he will tell us all about June 4th. They have been part of the organization of June 4th regards to the speech made by J.J. Rawlings not too long ago about the late president of blessed memory, President Mills, and then Kufuor. And so we'll do all the discussions in the studio. At the twilight of the program, you can join in on the phone lines when they are activated. Thank you very much. Ransford Vaniamwa is the name, by the way. Ransford, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
First time here.
Yeah.
I can assure you, as I always tell my first timers, it won't be your last.
Oh, definitely.
Because I'm sure by the time you land, my viewers will be intrigued and will be very, very excited to have you, on the show. Ransford, let us appreciate in historical context what occasioned June 4th.
Oh, Ali, let me greet your cherished viewers and the NDC members, especially the communication team members in the central region, and the people of Mfantsiman constituency. I
forgot to mention, he's also a member of the NDC communication team. It's very important we add that, yeah.
Yeah, and Ali, when we about the June 4th issue, when I hear the June 4th, I always become very excited, even more than my birthday.
Hey, that's serious.
Since 1992. I was very young. I wouldn't tell you my age, but
I wasn't born in 1979. That I can assure them.
Since 1992, June 4th has been part of my life because as a school child, I used to be part of the June 4th rallies because I was accompanying my mom, who was an activist of the NDC party, an activist of the 31st December. Before I start, as you were saying, you weren't born then. Absolutely. At the time of June 4th. So I am. I was also not there. But as a Christian, we have our Holy Bible.
Of course.
The Bible was written over 2,000 years ago. But none of the pastors, none of our preachers, was there during the time of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But they've made us believe what occasions during the era of Jesus Christ and even before Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So I'm just telling our viewers that they shouldn't look at the person who is talking to them, but they should look at the impulse, the message I am putting across, because that is why we have a lot of historians. One of the renowned historians I cherish so much is Professor Michael Quay, the Aparachik, Professor Eduboyen of the NPP, for blessed memory. Before I go there, I want to quote some biblical quotation to just enlighten people about the June 4th.
Okay.
But unfortunately, I forgot to bring my Bible because
if you have an online
since I have the online Bible, I think there isn't any problem
at all.
The historians have made us believe that before 79 June 4th, there was polarization in the country. There was a rot in the country. They used to have a term called kalabule, the corruption in this country that was a very canker for the nation, and we were crying for a Messiah at that time. So, I will quote Matthew chapter 21, verses 12 and 13. it talks about Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ went to the temple, when they were exchanging money, doing markets, the church was more than even a forest bureau.
Yes.
Let me read the Bible and let's go on this. That's chapter 21 verse. Matthew chapter 21 verses. No, Jeremiah. Let me first go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 43 verse 10 and 11.
Okay.
Verse 10, and said to them, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will send and take Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and I will set his throne above these stones, and I'll be hidden and spread his royal canopy over them. The royal canopy, you know, when you open the tree Bible, it's akatamanso. That is the word in it, the royal canopy. And no NDC, we have the akatamanso. Then, verse 11, he shall come and strike the land of Egypt, giving over to the pestilence those who are doomed to be pestilence, to captivity to those who are doomed to captivity, and to sword to those who are doomed to be sword.
Okay.
I hope you get my point. Somebody will say that during the June 4th, there were some atrocities, the June 4th, and believe in me, when there's a revolution, there are a lot of things that may happen. Even when Jesus Christ got angry, you know, he was just throwing tables and all those, you know, it was so, yeah. So, I just picked this quotation to tell people that the June 4th was prophesied. There was a prophecy.
Indeed.
Because this is a prophecy. And it came because at that time, there was riots in the country.
So
and those who were punished, they deserve to be punished. Although some were innocent. Although some were innocent, but majority of them deserve to be punished.
How about those who took a loan of 50,000 and they were sent to the firing squad?
My brother.
Cold blood.
Some, as I said, you know, my paternal grandmother, she hates Jerry Rawlings so much.
How so?
Yeah. And I asked, Granny, why do you hate Jerry Rawlings so? Oh, Jerry Rawlings is a very wicked person. She did this, he did that. So what were you doing at that time that you got punished? Meanwhile, she was smuggling cigarettes from Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire, okay.
It's not Calabule.
That's an offense.
You know, what saddens me is that I'm somebody who really cares about women.
Of course.
Yeah, and I am a gender activist, and I even cherish women more than men. Especially to defend.
You have to. It will be a surprise if it's the other way around. I'll be scared.
Definitely. You know, and women were those involved in those Kalabule issues because these were the
women.
Majority of those who got punished were women.
Okay.
The Kalabule at that time, most of them were women involving in those acts. And going back to what you were saying about those who took loans and others, I read Professor Michael Quay's book today. I went to the Padmore Library to do some research about it.
Padmore.
Yeah. And Professor Michael Quay even quoted a lot of people who took money. I couldn't have time to mention the names. He even mentioned the names. The book is Politics. The title of the book, Politics in Ghana, 1972 to 1979, by Mike Okwe. I think by that time he wasn't a professor then. And he mentioned all this, and all of us should have the opportunity to read this book. Okay. And I think we'll get to know what's really happened. And he wrote from 1972 to to 79 from a champions regime, because during the champions regime, that was when people christened the activity at a time as Kalabule, and they were yelling for somebody to end this thing, because this Kalabule, some military men, and they were even involved, and were soiling the image of the military. Meanwhile, at that time, they knew military to be disciplined. As even today, we know military men are very disciplined. So, when it came to that, you see, there are a lot of disorder at the time. When the revolution took place, some people may have some score to settle with an innocent person. So they may take advantage of my brother or my husband being a military man, and now we are in the military regime, or military has taken over. So they just took advantage to molest some innocent people, which I think is very regrettable.
Let's come to contemporary politics. Do you think it is in your view that perhaps June 4th never achieved the goals that it set out to? Because people have argued that we have seen worse situations even after June 4th, and that June 4th clearly lost its relevance right from the onset. They thought it was a stillbirth.
Ali.
Yes, sir.
I always get saddened when I listen to people who say June 4th has lost its relevance. Yesterday I was watching the Minority Caucus.
Okay.
And the MP for Ifutu was saying that the principle of June 4th is relevant.
Okay.
But he doesn't believe in the celebration of the June 4th.
Okay.
But if something is relevant, why shouldn't we celebrate it? It is relevant. Although, what brought the June 4th uprising or the revolution, there are some of them which is still going on. That makes people think the June 4th revolution is irrelevant. I don't believe so. I'm a believer of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Jesus Christ came to earth to die for our sins, to end the sins. He preached to us. He taught us what we should do, the do's and don'ts as a believer of God. But are we still not committing sin against our Almighty?
People still are sinning.
Do you get it? I believe in my Bible. I don't know whether you're a Muslim or...
I am a Muslim, as a matter of fact.
You believe in the Quran.
Indeed.
Quran teaches you some values, some things that you should go by. But you may be at fault about certain teachings of the Quran. Jesus Christ, as I know, he came to do house cleaning exercise. Like I said, he went to the church to whip people who were doing this and that and that. But still, even in our churches, there's corruption in our churches.
Indeed.
In our churches. Do you get it?
I do.
People, it's so many. So does it mean the death of Jesus Christ is irrelevant today? If only somebody can tell me that the death of Jesus Christ is irrelevant, then I also believe that yes, what happened in June 4th is irrelevant today.
Okay.
The June 4th should always be part of our lives, so that when we remember the June 4th, then we will do the right thing. Because sometimes when you are doing the wrong thing, when you think you are sinning against the Lord, when you think you are going against the doctrines of your church, sometimes you get, hey, Charlie, you
need to be very careful.
But that doesn't mean we don't sin at all. Bible preaches against fornication. We fornicate, teaches against adultery. We do teach a lot. Corruption, everything. But I do not believe, and I will never agree with any person who will tell me that the death of Jesus Christ is irrelevant today. So what I mean is that the June 4th, the reason for the revolution is still relevant. Okay. We've not lost its relevance. Although, if June 4th hadn't come, I think by now the riots at that time, or by this time, it would have been more than the 70s.
Let's see about the speech made by His Excellency the former President Jerry Rawlings. He wasn't charitable at all when he was chastising the administration of late President Mills and that of Kufuor. He's saying that there are those who have eroded the moral fabric of the state called Ghana, and that, in his view, their achievement leaves so much to be desired. I'm sure that most people have disagreed with him ever since and have stated their positions, if you like, dissenting views. I do not know if it is part of the principles of June 4th that anything that does not go according to the expectation of His Excellency the former president. I mean, he has a particular outlook with regards to governance, and it appears to me day in, day out, that once you don't go according to his direction, or you don't go per the pattern that he has imagined or envisaged, it is not possible that you ever be in his good books. Why should that be? I thought every leader and his style.
Ali,
You used to be with him. I don't know. Are you still with him? You used to be with the First Family.
Jerry Rawlings is still our founder.
Indeed.
And you are still with Jerry Rawlings.
Of course, as always.
You will forever defend Jerry Rawlings.
I will.
You will forever defend your NDC party.
Indeed.
NDC, I believe NDC is Jerry Rawlings is NDC. That's what I believe. But that doesn't mean that if he goes overboard sometimes, on quotes, we cannot also say our mind.
Do you believe he has gone overboard in this situation?
My brother, Jerry Rawlings, I love him so much.
I have no doubts.
I'm in NDC because of Jerry Rawlings, not because of any other person. But this one day, I am very bold.
Indeed, be bold.
Be bold. What I believe is that there is no saint in this world. I don't believe there is any saint. Maybe there's a saint amongst the human. But if there are saints in the world, I think Professor Mills of a blessed memory, our late president, is one of the saints.
Okay.
I believe so.
That's very revealing.
If only there are saints in the world. President Mills, our late president, is one of the saints.
I'm sure my viewers will want you to expound on that.
Yeah. The reason is that I'm guilty of vilification of President Mills.
Yeah, let me. I'll come back to you. I have Ferguson. Hello, Ferguson.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, we're supposed to have had you in the studio, but obviously you are caught up in other engagement. Ferguson, I want you to help us appreciate still the relevance of June 4th, because it has come to be very clear now more than ever that it looks like when it comes to celebration of June 4th, other government officials are missing, if you like. They isolate themselves. It's only the former president that they seem to be spearheading the celebration of June 4th. So people keep wondering, why has the NDC in government lost faith with the principles of June 4th?
I don't. Good evening to your panelists and your listeners out there. I think it will be wrong for you to conclude that when it comes to the celebration, it's left for the founder alone and ministers and other people are not included. If you look at the current June 4th that we celebrated, you could see ministers of state and deputy ministers, MPs and other people represented. Most of the ministers, their engagements and other things will not give them the time to participate as it were previously when we had the day as a holiday. But this time round, because of some challenge whatsoever, it's not a holiday. So people have to go and perform their, official duties. Some have engagements with other people, meetings, others are traveling, etc., etc. So you will not feel the impact as it was some years back. So as to they not associating themselves, I'm sorry, because 2009, if you could remember, at the conference center, it was hugely, participated. You could see people from all walks of life, Haruna Idris, Sufi Fikwete, almost most of the people were present. And I witnessed whatever happened there. Madame Betty Modi, and Co, they were all there. So it's not something that we have neglected at all. It is one of the pillars of the NDC. Let me even say that it's one of the main fountains of which the NDC was founded. So there is no way any true NDC member will distance himself from June 4th. So but the relevance is still there. I'm not a law student, but even our constitution, the preamble of our constitution, some of the wordings that it draws its powers from that of what happened in June for the probity, accountability, and social justice and those things. They are still relevant today. So I don't think the relevance is at all.
But people have even put the reign of His Excellency the former President Rawlings to test as whether or not he himself would pass the test of probity and accountability. They wonder whether or not he jettisoned those principles when he became a democratically elected president, not to talk of his unrelenting criticisms and the former administration of late President Mills. So people are wondering, really, do we take all that he said seriously, because he is the campaigner, if you like, for these principles of probity and accountability?
But is the former president the person who championed the cause of probity and accountability? Those people asking the questions, would those who themselves stand the test of probity and accountability? Those people who go all lengths to criticize the former president and talk up and down without even knowing what they're saying, would they pass the test of accountability? Those journalists who have made the former president a punching bag, who feels that...
Are you referring to Kokubaku?
Oh, why not? Who feels that they have built their popularity based on the name Jerry Rawlings? If you put them to the probity and accountability test, would they stand there? We were in this country and we knew how they were. And after a period of time, we know how they have become. When they were questioned, they said they had not signed contract with poverty. But all that while, were they have a binding contract with poverty? So that aspect, we don't have to even venture into that arena at all. Because one, the former president, listen, Jesus Christ came to die for our sins. That means there's an end to sin. I don't think there will ever be an end to corrupt elements as far as government, democratic government, or even military government are concerned. So for that matter, citing him as a person and putting him to the test of probity and accountability, then you also ask that will I also pass that particular test when I'm put on that test? It's a question that we should be, every Ghanaian. That is why I always say June 4th stands for introspection. Everybody must assess him or herself and see what he has been able to contribute for Mother Ghana. And at the end of the day, throw more light on where you think people are engaging in bad things and exposing them. So I don't have a problem if you come out to pinpoint that this former president, he did this, and that. And for the 8 years rule of President Kufuor, I never saw the former president in court for misappropriating funds or for stealing any money from government. That never happened. So those who go on air and will be ranting and will be making noise about the former president who has not even been able to put out a shred of evidence that indicates that the very person who championed probity and accountability himself is tainted. I don't think those people should be taken serious.
Ferguson, let me just finally get your perspectives on this one. Perhaps you might want to say that his recent comments regarding the administration of late President Mills and even that of Kufuor was in the bad taste. Would you not agree with me?
But Ali, just as the server operator has his views, every human being has his personal way of assessing everybody. This is the country we are running. And every human being is entitled to his view or opinion if he's not during his time. And as we talk now, sometimes we all sit down and we say, this people, had it been Rawlings' time, would they dare do what they are doing? Don't we ask those questions? We do ask. It got to a time when Ghana indiscipline rose to the extent the late Vice President, may he so rest in peace, had to use a madman to do an advert for We Say So, that we are littering the streets of Ghana.
Talking about Leo Mama.
Yes, that thing was. He used a madman who had a cane to go and cane people by the roadside, just to indicate to we people who are not mad and who are sane that we are littering the streets of Ghana, which obviously does not make sense to anybody. Excuse me to say that. So at the end of the day, ask yourself previously, how many people could go and rob, kill the person, and walk through their side to court and go and seek bail? But what did we see after his administration? There are a lot of things that has happened that some people will term it to be maybe the growth of democracy and other things. But when you do a careful analysis of those whole things, you will see that no, there are some of the things that were not happening previously that are happening today. That is affecting society big time. Ask yourself how much government spends in trying to clear the mess that we create on our streets as far as filth and those things are concerned. Go to ME, their budget almost 70% goes into clearing of deaths on the markets and by the streets, etc., etc. There's this flash that is happening. People are building on water with not until this
market burning and all that.
The market burning or not until recently was this thing so rampant during his administration. No, that does not also to say that we have not talked any success during President Kufuor or President Mills' administration. But he is looking at it from the angle of Jerry Rawlings, and I will assess it from my angle of Ferguson. And Ali too will look at it from Ali. Ransford will look at it from Ransford. So nobody should be harassed after expressing his or her opinion. That is his view, and he has expressed it. As we speak now, Kwesi Pratt and Co go around championing the cause that Nkrumah was the best that ever happened to Ghana. Go ask the UP people their perception about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and they will tell you that Nkrumah was a dictator, Nkrumah was doing Kankanyami and all kind of things. So every human being has a different opinion about what he or she sees. So I don't see anything wrong if he makes that statement.
Okay.
You can disagree and put forward your line of argument, but that has not to say you should castigate him. No.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ferguson, for your views.
Very much.
We truly do appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Ransford, you listen to Ferguson. He's a colleague of yours, also a member of the NDC, critically and seriously involved with the organization and celebration of June 4th. But I'll come back to you so you continue with your submission in studio right after this break. Hello and thanks for staying with us. This is Majority Caucus with me, Ali Dawood, live on your multi-TV, also live across the world on www.multitvworld.com. Earlier on, we had Ferguson on the line regarding his views and the relevance of June 4th celebration. And of course, he is of the view that the principle based upon which June 4th came into being are still relevant as they used to be, and that for any serious democratic country or government, you needed to abide by them, if not to adhere to them strictly. We also have Ransford Vaniamwa, one of the founding fathers of the defunct Fonka, also member of the NDC, tonight in the studio. Ransford, you were telling me about the speech.
Yeah, I said, as for the speech, I disagree with my political mentor, Jerry Rawlings.
Okay.
Yeah, I disagree with him. Because saying President Mills failed, I don't believe it. If founder says President Mills failed, then it means the founder is not really somebody who look things critically. Because I do not believe founder Jerry Rawlings just picked Professor Mills then as his vice.
Okay.
He knew who President Mills was. He made President Mills the IRS boss.
Yes.
I don't believe President Mills failed at the IRS. Otherwise, he wouldn't bring him to be the running mate in '96 election and eventually became the vice president. I don't believe it. He helped him to achieve a single-digit inflation, although a very short period. But when President Mills had a chance we sustained single-digit inflation for 2 years, from 2010 to the end. Even after his death, we're still experiencing the single-digit inflation. It's because of the good management of the President Mills.
Okay.
There are a lot of things President Mills did within his 4 years term, although he couldn't fully complete his term. So for President Rawlings to criticize President Mills
in the manner that he did,
it's that is why I'm saying that if there are saints in this country, then President Mills is one.
But
I believe President Mills is deep thinker, a very cool-headed person, very level-headed, very intelligent man. Ali, as you said, I am the originator. I am the founder. I wasn't the founding member. We don't have founding fathers.
Oh, okay.
I was
my
the
mistake.
I was the founder. The defunct Fonka.
Okay.
You had a lot of castigations,
Indeed,
vilifications, a lot of attacks on our late president. And I always thank God, at least I I solved the problem. I apologized to the late president before his sudden demise.
Okay.
I never heard President Mills responding to the attacks, the insults, the vilifications, and all those stuff coming from the office of the former First Lady,
okay,
of which I was part, myself and my colleagues.
Okay.
Although a lot of people might not hear my name because I was the president, so I didn't. I was not the one speaking, but I was part of it because if I hadn't initiated this, I don't think somebody would have the platform to be insulting our leaders.
Okay.
And when I had the opportunity to meet President Mills,
okay,
I went there with my founding members.
Okay.
Amanda Opong, Emmanuel Kankam, and co. We told him,
including the Lakofi.
At that time, the law wasn't part of the meeting.
Okay.
Then, yeah, he wasn't part of the meeting.
Okay.
We told him, Dad, you are our father. We know we've sinned against you, so we are here for forgiveness.
Okay.
He told us, no, you haven't sinned.
Oh.
At least the existence of Fonka enlightened some of us. That's what the president said. The late president said if Fonka hadn't come, he wouldn't have known there were lots of problems at the grassroots. You know, there were some issues that we were raising, which was a genuine issue, a very genuine concern. We were like the voice of the grassroots, and President Mills admitted it and said, so, since you have found the fault in my government and the leadership as a leader of the party, that's why I need all of you on board to help solve the problems of the party. And he said a lot that I don't think the time will permit me to say all here. And he spoke as a father and a leader. That's why I said he's a deep thinker.
So let me just put this one. It's not part of the document. So you had regret for the actions that you undertook whilst operating under the umbrella Fonka.
You know, I have some regrets, but not all. Because there are some issues that we raised which were relevant. The only regret I have is to insult our leader. Okay. That's the regret. We could have criticized him in a nice way. We could have criticized him in a very nice way. But, and I always say that those who were helping him at the time, they did not help.
Matters.
Yes, because we used to communicate to them, they wouldn't mind you. We used to tell them the problems, what is going on at the grassroots. They wouldn't even pick your call. Meanwhile, when you were in opposition, they were even calling you to get information from the background.
Things have changed.
So we have to go on the,
I understand.
Yeah, that is it. But that is the insult that I don't think it was that was the problem. And I thank God, those of us who are fully-blooded NDC amongst us, like the Lakofi. The Lakofi even left before I declared Fonka disbanded.
Okay.
The Lakofi left before. I think he saw the light earlier and advised us, and he said, no, I wouldn't listen. We'll go somewhere else. So the Lakofi, Saint Osei, Alhaji Naziru.
Naziru is here, by the way.
Yeah. All of them, they are true NDC men.
Of course.
They all came back and worked for the victory of the 2012 election.
Yeah.
Although when I called for the dissolution, Naziru and Saint Osei were attacking me. No.
Okay, let's come back to...
So, for President Mills, as I said, is one of the saints, if only there are saints in the world.
Okay.
I'm saying this just to tell all of us that there is no saint on this earth.
Okay.
And when you look at the whole 19 years of President Rawlings, I don't think everything was all right.
No.
I don't think everything was perfect.
There were some shortfalls.
He came with the revolution. Revolution, what he came about the Kalabule, the corruption, and all those stuff. I think some are still going on, even during his tenure as a democratic elected president.
Yeah.
So that tells you that you cannot solve every problem as you go. Okay. You will do, another person will continue, and all those stuff. But what I believe is that President Mills has done a lot. So I beg my founder, he should spare us.
Okay. But you listen to Ferguson. He said people have their own standard of measurement, and that he has his views, and he does not think that anybody at all can gag the former president from, stating what he thinks is befitting of the moment.
It is true that he has his views, but he is portraying himself as a saint in Ghanaian politics. I have never heard a founder speaking evil against himself before. But he's human.
Yeah.
He's human. Every government, every era is bad apart from his.
That is strange, isn't it?
And I don't think it is fair. We must be frank. We must be frank. I will forever defend Jerry Rawlings. But when I think I disagree, I wouldn't hesitate to say it.
I'll come to you so that you tell me about the change in position with regards to the utterances made by Professor Michael Quay. In his book, clearly he showed a positive outlook, that he was all for the revolution, but I don't think subsequent events would support that assertion. You could join in the discussion on 030221170124, 030221170124. Tonight is all about June 4th, and Rawlings, still spearheading the celebration of June 4th. Okay, I have a caller already. Hello, Charles.
Hello.
Yes, Charles.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the program, and I'm also happy that Mo has come to talk about the founder, who supposedly is his former boss, in quotation marks, Fonka. It's good. So I'm also expecting colleague members of the party to be decorous in the way we talk to others, especially in this country, not in a party or opposition party, but in this country in general, so that we may have a long life, as stated in the Bible that we all believe in. So I'm happy he has come out to regret all the evil that he did to Professor Mills, and
I guess you go and see no more.
Why?
Okay, thank you for your views. I have Kweku on the line. Hello, Kweku.
Yeah.
You're welcome to the Caucus. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Go ahead. You're on
air. My comment is that I'm not quite interested in politics, but I happen to tune in and I was listening. But I think that what Ransford is saying about the former president, the late president, and his lessons he had learned, you see, as a believer and as a Christian, as he said, he had regretted.
Yeah.
I think that this is the way to go. He shouldn't even attempt, because from his presentation, you could see that the same thing he's attempting to do on the founder of the president, your president, your founder of your party, that he's not a saint, he's this, he's that, he's not this. You see, he should draw the line and realize that, just as you said, he should go and sin no more. He shouldn't cut his life by just keep spewing all kinds of things he cannot even confirm of. It's dangerous in politics. We are all growing up. We are learning from you guys. He should put a stop to it. If he's here to criticize, fine, he should criticize, but he should draw a thin line between, are you admonishing leaders or you are just raining criticisms from them, which you cannot prove yourself because you are following this founder. And today, if you are seated here and you've learned your lessons from the past, the way forward is that he should draw a thin line between, am I criticizing for gain or I'm criticizing for growth? That's my only lesson as a believer that I want to give to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your views. That was very insightful. I have Ernest on the line. Hello, Ernest.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thanks for the good work you people are doing to help our dear party.
We appreciate it.
Right, and we also thank our brothers for coming back to the party as he was saying. We thank them all.
Okay.
And my advice is that we should all keep calm and then work hand in hand to uplift our party. And then our friends, those who left the party, he should continue to help them come back as he has done, so that the forward march of our party will be realized. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Once more again.
I have another caller. Hello? Samson.
Hola. Good evening.
Good evening, Samson.
Yeah, thank you for your good work.
You're most welcome.
Okay, but tonight, for your discussion, President Rawlings did so many good for this country. I remember 1983. There is no food of this country, and President Rawlings did a lot of this country, and President Kufuor did, and Professor John Evans Atamis did something. So if now the founder of NDC to check from President Kufuor and Professor John Evans Atamis, all of them did a good thing. So now the founder said the president can do it. So we need to see the former president to support the president and give him the guidelines, the good things, so that this country can move forward. We need the former president and the crew to help the president and to help so that she face so many challenges. So the president know everything in this country. So the president needs to help the president so that the nation can move forward. And so many things are going wrong.
Okay.
He can help the president so that the nation can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, do I have Ismail?
Yes, this is my good evening.
Good evening, Ismail.
And good evening to your panelists.
Okay.
Actually, as one of the a contributor had said, your panelist, at least, he has tried to explain himself by trying to defend what President Atamel did. But in doing so, he should try as much as possible not to cross a certain boundary. You know, you are dealing with an ex-president who has his own ways of looking at things. You understand? The experience that he has, you don't have any. You have little. Okay. So if he's speaking and you do not understand, just stick to where you understand. Just explain yourself. But don't delve into his issue and say that he's not looking at things or the way he's looking at things is not appropriate. No, don't do that. You see, as the other man said, you have a long way to go. You see, the future is bright for you. So don't try to push yourself into a corner that you find yourself wanting. Everybody, we are all watching you. Understand?
Okay.
We're not happy. At least some direction that you were heading towards. We're not happy at all.
Okay.
Understand? In fact, the vice ex-president is gone. Ali knows, and it's not someone that we don't talk evil about him. But this is politics. So
Yeah, even with that, Ismail, he never said anything evil about. He was saying that the extent of indiscipline was so pronounced in our society that it has to take the use of a madman even to try to tell a story. He said nothing bad about the late vice president, so that correction has to be made.
No, I'm referring to two particular issues actually. That of the president talking about Atamis, and then the other one. So there are two things, but it is politics. So if even if you are doing that, we should try to be cautious.
Of course.
And so that's my candid opinion, and it's about
Thank you very much. I have Ibrahim. Ibrahim, hello.
Yeah, hello, Ali.
Yes, sir.
Salaam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Thank you. Ali, may you permit me to use your platform to say good evening to one of our comrades here. His name is Mr. Moses Ama, popularly known as Muspaka.
Okay.
He's doing a very good job. He's helping with the youth in Caucus very, very well. Okay. We thank him. Let me go to my issue. We thank our fellow comrade, at least for coming to confess and ask for forgiveness. I hope our elders, those alive, will find a way in their heart to forgive him.
Certainly.
And he should go and sin no more. Ali, in fact, for me, if you say we should rate all our past presidents, I will rate Professor Mills next to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, because what Professor Mills did for Ghana, at least, I can confidently say that nobody has done that, including our founder, because President Mills worked tirelessly for this country, looking at where he was coming from when he was vice president, even when he was the Internal Revenue Boss. Look at the marvelous work that this man did for Ghana. It came to a time when nobody wanted to work with our founder, but this man devoted himself, come and worked tirelessly. Look at the achievement that this man left for Ghana, and we have at least we should bow our head in shame. Okay. Bow down our head in shame because
Ibrahim, we are running out of time. If you just sum it briefly. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Ransford, some of the callers don't agree with your position. They think that you've been a bit too acidic on the ex-president Rawlings. I
don't see. To me, I don't know. Fine, okay. They are watching, so they can. And I don't believe I'm very acidic on the. I just disagree with him.
We have 2 minutes.
He criticizes people.
Okay.
And it is true he's not a saint. So if I say he's not saint, I don't think I'm wrong. Okay. No man is saint. Do you get it? Yeah, so that is it. But to go on the June 4, Michael Quay in his Politics in Ghana, page 158.
Okay.
About the revolution. Because the revolution saw certain excesses and harassments which were most unfortunate. Innocent people were molested by some soldiers, often on the instigation of civilians of settled personal scores.
Okay.
But I can't read all because of our time.
Yeah.
I want a very popular quote. He said, when we add the pluses and subtract the minuses, only the devil, can say that these sons of Ghana did nothing good for their motherland and save the image of the military, considering all the circumstances and the extent of the wrath at the time available.
So
the sons is referring to the AFRC members. What Jerry Rawlings did.
Junior Jesus.
The students, they were hailing Michael Quay in his book. He wrote that the students were hailing him. He couldn't have succeeded if there hadn't been the students' support
30 seconds.
Or in it. So my brother, I am an apostle of Jerry Rawlings. But if I disagree with Jerry Rawlings, I would never hesitate to spew out my
of course, you're not going to insult him.
Yeah, I would never insult him.
Okay.
So, as I said, if there is a saint in Ghana, President Mills is one of the saints.
Okay. Your concluding remarks in 15 seconds.
And I want to tell them, people were saying they received me back. I never left NDC.
Okay.
I wasn't part of NDP. Fonka was part of the NDC. The agenda was for Sunyani Congress, and the Congress was in our constitution.
Okay.
So I never left the NDC. I'm forever an NDC.
Okay.
And my party executives in the central region knows my contribution during the last elections.
Okay.
So what I will say that we should all rally behind our party and call for unity amongst our leaders. I think that will help all of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Ransford, for passing through the show. For those of you who are yet to be enlightened with the history of June 4th, I'm sure you could go and look for the book, George Padmore Library, and read it, educate yourselves, and that we are also grateful that more light has been shed on this topic, June 4th. And so Ransford has given the necessary clarification. He's never left the NDC. He has always been part of the NDC, and so we're always happy to have him back. Thanks for watching. I'll be here next week, God willing. Bye-bye.